just wanted to give you a quick update on a couple of new dragon fruit varieties that I'm growing here. New for me. This is the Aussie Gold, or otherwise known as the Isis Gold, and it's put out a few buds, but one huge flower that's going to open tonight, and that's a self-sterile variety. I've got it grafted onto a Vietnamese white, which is little graft in there, just there. And I was a bit worried because it's self-sterile and I couldn't source pollen anywhere. I tried everything, but luck would have it, against the house over here, where are we, over here, we've got a pink diamond, and it's going to open tonight also. So that's another new variety for me in Melbourne. I've never grown anything other than standard Vietnamese white, which is self-pollinating. So just because I got lucky tonight, I'll be able to cross-pollinate these two flowers, and we should get a pink diamond and a Aussie Gold. So fingers crossed. So on this particular trellis, there's Trisha, Scots Purple, Pink Panther, Trish, the Pink Diamond, which I showed you, and Lemonade. So it's in a frost-free position under the eaves of the house. But this year, oh, so far only one's flowered, and that's the Pink Diamond. So just while we're waiting for the flowers to open, I'll just show you briefly how I built this trellis. It's just in a round raised garden bed, and I put that little veggie bed around the outside so that the grass wouldn't encroach on the raised garden bed, so it gives it a bit of a buffer between the garden bed and the lawn. And then in that garden bed we just grow various things like eggplants, and I put the rocks around the soil there because what was happening is that the water was dripping from low spots on the vine and just dripping in the same spot constantly, and digging a hole in the root system. So the rocks eliminate that, create a bit of warmth, and also the gaps in between I can still fertilise the plant when it's needed. So it's quite a big trellis, but I didn't want to have to redo it at a later date. So that's trellis, and I'll get back to you when the flowers open and we'll try some pollinating. So it was a bit of a gamble. It's been a 3-year, or almost a 3-year project to try and get different varieties of dragon fruit in Melbourne for myself. If anyone else is growing other varieties, let me know in the comments, so we might be able to swap pollen if we're hard up in some years. But I really can't wait until it gets dark tonight so I can pollinate that. It's been a long wait. Okay, so before I start pollinating these with the brush, I'll just let some insects do their work. There's a few insects in there now, and you can see on these sterile varieties the stigma is way more advanced, protruding outwards, than the anthers, which carry the pollen. So the pollen won't usually make it to the anthers, but in some cases, I think it's the case with this Aussie Gold, that even if you do transfer the pollen from the anthers to the stigma, it's self-sterile, so it still won't produce fruit. But that's a good example of how the pollen won't reach the stigma anyway. So we'll go and check out the other flower. That's the Aussie Gold, and this is the Pink Diamond, and looks like unfortunately it's got the same problem. These stigma parts are way in front of the pollen area, but I think I get conflicting reports on this one, but I think this one won't pollinate itself naturally, but if you do transfer the pollen to the stigma manually, you'll get fruit. But I'm not taking any chances, so I'm going to put some of the Aussie Gold pollen on this one as well, just to make sure. Alright, I'm a bit of a novice with these non-self-pollinating varieties, but first, just in case, I'll pollinate this one with itself, just with a makeup brush. This is the Pink Diamond, just to cover all bases. Not a very prolific pollinator, this one. Getting a little bit on the brush. And I'll take this brush over to the Aussie Gold and then bring some Aussie Gold back to this flower. Alright, so I know from the past that this is a very prolific pollinator. Creates a lot of pollen. So first I'll just put some of the Pink Diamond on here, and then I'll just cover the brush. Yeah, that's better. This one produces a lot of pollen. I'll just cover the brush in Aussie Gold pollen. You see there? Put a bit more on. And I'll head back over to the Pink Diamond. Okay guys, look at that. That's like a fireworks show for hobby gardeners growing tropical fruit in Melbourne, temperate climate. So that's been pollinated hopefully, and so is the Pink Diamond. I'll keep you updated if the fruit holds. So the Aussie Gold's quite a large fruit, and I think the Pink Diamond's a bit smaller, but I'm giving it my best shot, and they'll learn every year as we go. So fingers crossed, get a couple of new varieties in Melbourne, and yeah, like I said, if anyone else is growing different varieties in Melbourne, just let me know in the comments. Cheers.